Hey everyone, this is just a quick tutorial on how to use the InDemand Interpreting application. When you get your laptop or cart, this is the screen that you'll see. Two basic functions to this application. One is video interpreting and the other one is voice interpreting. Video interpreting allows you to connect with a live interpreter over video within a matter of seconds, and the voice interpreting function works pretty much the same way. Only there's no video. It's just connects you with a telephonic interpreter. Let's go back to the video interpreting function real quick, since this is the main feature that you'll be using. Connecting with an interpreter is very simple. You just identify the language that you need and you point to it, you click, and you'll be connected within 30 seconds or less. So in this case, I'm going to select Vietnamese. And it's already found an interpreter.
InDemand Interpreting, this is Thuy.
And has connected us with an interpreter. This is Thuy in our Chicago call center. Just going to run through some of the features of the application that are most important and will be helpful for you as the provider to know. The first is if you have any issues with volume or you can't hear the interpreter is too loud, just let him or her know what you need. Communicate with them, and they've got all the controls. They can increase your volume, decrease your volume. They have controls on both ends. If you get in a situation where you've got a patient that needs some privacy, we also have a privacy curtain function where she can pull the privacy screen. So could you demo that for them real quick? That's what it looks like when the privacy screen is pulled. The interpreter can no longer see the patient, and the patient can no longer see the interpreter. When you're finished, you can just have them open it back up. Okay. Another function that comes in handy is the chat function. In this case, an interpreter can place text onto the screen, and they would want to do that in a situation where maybe they were trying to say hello, or if they wanted to say the name of a medication, they wanted it to be more clear, needed some clarification on a complicated dosing schedule, a number of reasons you might want to do that. In rare circumstances, you may actually need to use two interpreters at the same time, and so the system allows you to have multiple interpreters on the call at the same time. A situation where perhaps you have a deaf patient with a family member that doesn't speak English, you would need an interpreter for the deaf patient, and you would need an interpreter, a spoken language interpreter for the family member. So Thuy, could you show them how we can add an interpreter to this conference?
Sure, give me 1 second.
Thanks. And this is Anne-Marie. She's in our Chicago call center as well. So this is what it looks like when you have multiple interpreters on the screen. We've already demonstrated the chat feature. We've already demonstrated how the privacy curtain works. So there's just one last feature that I'd like to show everybody, and that is in a situation perhaps where a patient comes into the emergency room and they forget their med list, or maybe even just at their yearly exam, and the doctor needs more information, but that patient doesn't have that information in front of them. They've left it at home, and they ask the doctor to call their family member or their friend at home who has that knowledge, who has that information, to get that to the doctor. So in this case, we can actually call that family member at home. Their home phone, cell phone, doesn't matter. The interpreter basically has a dial pad on their end, and they can call any number. Interpreter, would you call the patient's mother, please?
Số điện thoại của mẹ anh là số mấy?
Số điện thoại của mẹ anh là 312 965 3958.
312 965 3958.
Dạ đúng rồi. So she's placed the call, it's ringing, and here it is. All right. So then if I'm the family member, I would answer the call, and then I'd get the correct information to the doctor, and they could proceed with the encounter. Thank you very much. This is pretty much concludes the demo and the tutorial. Interpreter, we're finished now. You can disconnect the call.
Bye.
Bye.